E4 Falcons, my name is Peter Vandermeulen, and I'm the offensive coordinator and offensive line coach at the Fort High Sting Football Club. I'm also a teacher at Fort High, so if you're coming up from junior high into high school in the next couple of years, you'll see my lovely smiling face. Today I'm going to introduce to you two of our concepts for blocking. We're going to introduce our zone blocking concepts, and I'm going to also introduce a particular time when we might drive block. And after that, I'm going to take it out to the field, and I'm going to take you through my everyday drills for zone blocking and for drive blocking. We'll also talk a little bit about pass set, but we don't need to go over that on the chalkboard. Okay, so here's our base formation. So this might look a little bit different than what you're running at the Falcons, and it's not a big deal because realistically, what we care about is the five guys up front, the quarterback and the running back for the run game, okay? Receivers and slot backs, you guys play a big role in the passing game, but not really in the run game or the run blocking idea. So just like every team out there, we number our guys out from the center, left guard, left tackle, right guard, right tackle. We don't put numbers in holes. So some people will say, okay, well, this is the 2 gap, 4 gap, 6 gap. We don't do that. What we tell our running back is that we're going to run to the right or run to the left, okay? So this particular play in our playbook would be called ace right, search right. I'm going to show you how we would block it. We get the majority of defenses playing some sort of 4 down lineman configuration. So 2 ends playing contain, 2 defensive tackles. They might be lined up inside the A gaps. They might be lined up head up. I've got one outside here and one a little bit inside. It doesn't much matter. Mac, Will, Sam, 3 linebackers. So when we communicate in the huddle that we're running ace right, search right, our center is going to get up to the line and he's going to identify the Mac because the Mac's going to kind of tip our hand to how we want to zone block this. So when we zone block at Fort High, what we're trying to do is we're trying to block an area. So we know the play is going to the right. So all of us are going to take a right widen step first. Okay. No matter where any of the defensive players go, the right side is the most dangerous place for them to go. So we're going to step to the most dangerous area first. So everybody steps to the right. Now, when we look at this, the most dangerous man to block is this guy, okay? So he's going to right widen, and he's going to block the end. We utilize our slot back to block the widest linebacker, okay? So we call this a crack block. And then we're going to use our center and our right guard to combo block these 2. And we call this a zone block, but it's essentially a double team. The center stepping to the right guard is stepping to the right, and flowing up to the mat. Now, we're going to get a double team push on the tackle first. So the right guard is stepping to the right in case this tackle comes into this gap. But after the center's taken on this block, the right guard's going to move up to the mat. Okay. Now you'll notice I didn't draw my arrow here. We're not chasing him to the middle of the field because the Mac is going to see the running back go to the right. So we're just going to catch. We're going to wait for him to come to the right. We're going to cut off his angle. On the backside, we're left with 2 players to block 3. Now, for some people, that's an issue. But what we're going to do is we're going to step to the right, and double up. That leaves this guy unblocked, but we're not concerned with him trying to come all the way across the formation. Players can't make that play. They're too slow. Plus, what we do on this play is we move the quarterback after he hands it off back to the left side. Okay, so our zone steps, everybody is right widen first, then we're going to start to gain ground. The reason that we right widen first is so that we can cut off the most dangerous area or gap for the defensive players to go. So I want you to notice for this particular blocking scheme, we are not blocking a man. We are blocking an area. Everyone steps to the right. If there happens to be a player there, we're going to block them. If there isn't, we move up to the next level. That's why we call it zone blocking. We're blocking a zone. Okay, I'll take you through the steps out on the field.
So for this example, I'm going to pretend that I'm the left tackle, but everybody on the offensive line would take the same steps. So as the left tackle, the play is going to the right. I'm most worried about this player who's in the gap between me and the guard. So what I need to worry about, if the play is going to the right, that I take a right-footed step first. So even though I'm in a left-hand stance, my first step, what we teach, is called the widen step. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to open my body. My shoulders are still square to the line of scrimmage, but I've taken a 6-inch widen step. On my second step, what I'm going to do with my off foot is I'm going to split the crotch of the defender, and on my third step, I'm going to square up. So we teach zone steps in 3 steps: widen, split, square. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk zone right here. Again, this is true for any position on the offensive line. It's widen, split, square. And I make contact on my third step, just like I did in the drive block. So let me show you again, nice and quick. Widen, split, square. And you'll notice I did that out of a 2-point stance. If you're working through these, you can take 2 or 3-point stance, it doesn't matter. Okay, if this is my defender, now I'm working zone left. The steps are the same. I'm in my right-footed stance. It's widen, split, square. Okay, you'll notice my steps take me about a yard down the field, and it squares me up to the defender that I'm trying to block. So one more time. Widen, split, square. I've kept my shoulders square to the line of scrimmage the entire time. Okay, Falcons, today I'm going to teach you the everyday drill that we do here at Fort Sting Football. It's called the Land of the Rising Sun. It's called the Land of the Rising Sun for 2 reasons. The sun rises every day. This is an everyday drill for us. And as an offensive lineman, as you go through this drill, your head gets higher and higher, and that's one of the coaching points that we want to talk about. So we try and do this really, really quick. I'm going to step through it really slow for you once, and then I'll go through it at the pace that I want you to go through. So I'm going to work in my most comfortable stance. It doesn't matter, right-handed or left-handed. In a previous video, I explained you should be able to do both. It's something for you to work on during this time. So the first step that we're going to say as a coach, all I'm going to say is right widen. I'm going to say set hut, and all I'm going to do is take my widen step for my zone. Okay? All it is right widen. I'm going to reset really quickly, left widen. I'm going to reset really quickly. Now I'm going to take a right widen and a split step. Okay, so right widen, split, reset. Left widen, split. Okay, third step in the Land of the Rising Sun is all 3 of our zone steps together. So we're going to go right widen, split, and square. So all 3 at one time. I'm going right widen, split, square. Widen, split, square. Reset quickly. Left widen, split, square. Left, wide, split. Okay? So now we've done it each of the individual steps, and now we're going to try and do it nice and quick. And remember, I called this the Land of the Rising Sun because one of the coaching points is, as we get tired, as our legs get tired, our hat gets higher. So we want chest squeezed over thigh, and we want our head nice and low because that keeps our body low. So I'm going to do it all in quick succession. This is the way we run our drill at Fort High. Right widen, reset. Left widen, reset. Right widen, split. Widen, split. Reset. Left widen, split. Reset. Okay, now I've got all 3 of my zone steps together. Right widen, split, square. Widen, split, square. Reset. Widen, split, square.
Okay, so we drew up the zone blocking scheme that we use here at Fort High. We went outside and we did the zone block steps. I walked you through the everyday drill, the Land of the Rising Sun. And I just wanted to show you very quickly an example of where our boys did a pretty good job of zone blocking. It helps that the quarterback makes us look good once in a while, right? This is some video from the last championship game, 2019 for the Sting. I want you to watch as all 5 of our offensive line take the same step. So this is run to the right. They all take a step to the right off the bat. Okay. And here's where the quarterback makes us look good. Okay, I'll go back to the start. I want you to notice we've got a good one-on-one block here. We've got a good double team. The center's going up already. The guard's taking this on. We've got a double team working here. This guy's run himself out of the play, so these two are just going to dummy this guy. Okay, I'll show one more time. I want you to notice again the entire offensive line steps in the same direction. We're not blocking a particular person. We're blocking an area. So we've all got steps to the right. We get some double teams. We work up to the center or to the MAC with our center. And the quarterback makes us look pretty. Okay, pretty good zone blocking game. We ran for almost 500 yards in this championship game.